all the things throughout the years that Christians have been mad about with public school, do you think all of those things have been bad?
Using prayer and reading of scripture as an example, I think that was more emblematic of what was already beginning to go on in our larger society.
Okay.
And so I don't think that removing prayer and reading of scripture in schools in a vacuum shifted everything. Even our founding fathers believed that religion offered a moral compass to having for the sake of the way we have set up our country. And so, like, even someone like Benjamin Franklin, who was not a believer, but he even believed that religion, and when he would say religion, Christianity, that it had the moral fabric in it to help give society at large a moral compass.
Okay.
And I do feel like the moral compass has been lost. And I don't think that's just because of prayer and reading of scripture being taken out of school.
Okay.
And so, because that's not the school's, it's not the school's responsibility. Like, so if I'm a Christian and I want my kids to continue in the faith, I'm not expecting the school to give that to my kids.
Yes.
Like, that's my responsibility as a parent, right? To pass that along to my kids, both at house, at church, but that's my responsibility. My wife's and I responsibility to pass that along, our faith along to our children.
School should be a neutral place.
Yes.
Okay.
As much as possible. And I realize that's hard.
Yeah.
Because every teacher's going to have a bent and a thought. And so, and that's why I'm saying, I'm not even saying we can't have conversations. Just have fair conversations.
But what I'm gathering is that your problem is anything anything at school that is telling your child that what you're teaching them at home, their religion is wrong.
Yeah, or their ideology. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because not every family is sending their child to school with a religion.
Right.
But every one of us have a way of viewing the world, an ideology we hold to, if I'm in the LGBTQ community, and would you want to send your child to a school that's attacking that all the time? No. And they shouldn't have to, right? They shouldn't have to be attacked. And I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Like, kids should be, there's completely a way to be with kids. And I know it's a long chunk of time during the course of the day.
So critical theory attacks your kids.
Okay. Critical theory, I would view that as an attack on not just Christian kids, but just kids in general.
Okay.
But I would also view any religious extremism as an attack too, or even a religious like fundamentalism in the sense of like, like, again, if you're a family that holds to, or that you're in the LGBTQ community, you're sending your kids there, you don't want them to be attacked.
Right.
They wouldn't feel attacked by critical theory, but they would feel attacked if there was religion being pushed on them, or not even just religion. Let's just remove religion from the equation. If you just had someone just going, well, absolutely, biologically, that's just not so, right? Then I think for me, like, kids should be able to go to school and it really be a safe place. And there is a way to be at school for the whole length of time you're at school without these agendas being pushed from any of these sides. So yeah, and I know maybe I'm living in a fairy tale world, I don't know, but I do think there's a way to teach math and science and history and being honest about all those things without having to impress upon children an ideology or religion that would be rejected by them at home.
Okay.
And so I do think there's a way forward in public schools for that to happen. Although if I'm being frank, I am concerned just because of who's leading in our Department of Education right now and the leanings they hold. which very much aligned themselves with critical theory. And so that's what gives me grave concern for the public school system now and going into the future.